Hey guys, I'm Wilmore, and welcome to my top 10 Cuphead best and worst bosses list. Now, I'm sorry it's been a while. I've been a bit busy lately with school. I'm trying to find other material. But I finally delivered, and this is what I've come up with. Anyways, the list is going to work like this. 1. It's completely opinionated. Whatever you guys have for opinions will not change my mind. Sorry. Number 2. The bosses will be ranked mainly on difficulty, design, and a couple of other smaller factors that may come into play. Even phase transitions and sounds that they make. It can transition into this. Anyways, welcome to my top 10 Cuphead best and worst bosses list. So let's start with our middle ground. Number 10. Welsh Warbles. Now, in all fairness, I know people can hate this boss at times, especially an expert. After all, some believe him to be the hardest expert boss. Well, let's do S rank. Due to the fact he's just gotten so overpowered. But that's not what we're really looking at here. We're looking at the overall difficulty. So, what I'm mainly talking about here is regular. Overall difficulty isn't too tough. He is an airy level, but it's not terrible when you think about it. Especially not compared to the likes of Hildeberg and Collin Maria. And especially not another boss that is going to show up in the next entry. Anyways, in terms of the design, Welsh Warbles is apparently a bird who got stuck in a cuckoo clock. Broke it. And then starts shooting you out of range. Yeah. At least he gets out in the end. The main difficulty can come from the first or even the last phase. It comes from the second phase. Which is, I want to say his son. Can't really be too sure. But I'm pretty sure it's his son. I'm not assuming genders here. And anyways, Welsh Warbles reaches number 10. And by the way, remember that eerie boss that frustrates people to no end? Well, here he is at number 9 worst. Dr. Call's robot. He has the perfect equation to hinder your evasion, and the perfect equation to frustrate people to no end. To me, Dr. Call's robot is the hardest boss in the game. God damn it. No, seriously. He's so hard. The first phase is absolute chaos. That's when you have to destroy multiple parts. Weapons, might I add. And every time you destroy a part, or weapon, depending on what you prefer, it gets a new weapon. The laser beam on top of its head is replaced with a cannon that shoots nuts and bolts. The chest there is replaced by his moving arms. Yes. Which, if you didn't know, summons a wall of lightning and that will block you, and you have to parry the center in order to turn it off. And the stomach, it shoots little mini planes, which if you destroy will start shooting bombs. Defeat all these weapons, and you finally get to his heart. Blow up the heart, and the robot loses his body. That's now a floating head. Well, a flying head. He's got a propeller. This is the easy part of the phase and a way to take a break. And I highly recommend you do so to make her collect yourself. Because the last phase is just as difficult as the first. If that. It could be far more difficult, is what I'm trying to say here. All he really does is just fly around the top and bottoms of the screen, shooting bombs. Oh, and did I mention these bombs home in on you? The last phase consists of the Doc finally revealing himself once again. He does so just as you're beginning the fight. After that, he's only got one attack. However, there are two variants of this attack. What he does is he pulls a gem from his robotic machine and will launch pellets at you. This is much better in Expert because you can parry these pellets in Expert. You have no such luck here. There's a blue gem. There's more. Which things are powered. And similar. That of a spiral. I don't know. It's just kind of like a slow moving spiral. There's also a red jet, which moves in similar tandem to Welsh Warbles' Featherstorm. Now, another tough thing that comes down this year is there are electricity walls that you have to avoid. Now, the nasty thing about these electricity walls is they come out of nowhere. You have no warning by that. And the junkyard behind you blocks your view. Well, it doesn't block it. Just distracts you, per se. It's hard to see them coming. And usually what happens after is just too late. Number 9, best, the root pack. Now we go from the hardest boss to the game. Screw you, Dr. Kyle's robot. All the way up to my opinion on the easiest boss in the game. That's a pretty weird transition. Going from worst to best. Well, either way, they're known as the tutorial boss. As the game states. It's... well, kind of. Unless you're talking about that wall in the tutorial. Why does that exist? These are the main tutorial bosses. They generally teach you how to shoot, how to jump, how to parry, etc. Therefore, they're pretty easy. But for a tutorial boss, they do hold up pretty well. They're fairly easy, but not easy enough that you'll just fly right by them without learning anything. Unless you're playing on simple. Well, then they're just freaking pathetic. That's what you get for being a simpleton. Simpleton and a fool gamer. It doesn't really consist of one boss, however, though. Like Dr. Kyle's robot. Instead, it consists of 3 different bosses, each with their own miniature health bar. First consists of a potato. It simply shoots lumps of dirt at you, and a perishable worm at the end of it. That's all it really does. Next up is an onion. It cries a lot. Ironic enough, they're not the ones that are supposed to be crying. You are. I really suck sometimes. Enough to make him cry. Anyways, all it really does is launch tears at you by dripping them down from above. The third part of it is the psychic carrot. Rather than having one attack like his two friends, he's got two attacks. Both of which are easy to dodge. Thinking about it now, maybe there weren't such a good tutorial boss. Could have been a bit harder knowing the game's difficulty. Oh well, too late now. He launches carrots out of the ground, which they will home in on you, but fairly slowly, and they don't have enough HP to last too long. So just shoot him out of the sky quickly and it's no trouble. The second attack is he launches a beam at you. This beam is not hard to dodge whatsoever. Ever knowing how slowly it moves. And it moves even slow. And it's nothing if you have the smoke bomb. Which I don't really recommend it. Rather, I'd recommend getting the pea sugar. On to the next boss. Very worst. Hildeberg. Easiest boss in World 1 to the hardest boss in World 1. Hildeberg is annoying. And funny enough, she's also a tutorial boss. Hildeberg is an incredibly long boss fight, which is somehow clearable in under 2 minutes. It's same with Jimmy the Great. I'm not sure how they do that. Anyways, we're gonna go over here. Hildeberg's main form in the first, third, and fifth phases, which is all consist of the same thing. Okay. Except for a missing attack in the first phase. Okay. In the first phase, she launches laughs at you. Literally, they say, ha. And she'll summon Zeppelins to aid her. These Zeppelins only shoot once, and the purple Zeppelins shoot 1 pellet. Gray Zeppelins shoot 4 pellets. Right. So you better be prepared for a green one. The second and fourth forms consist of her transforming into constellations. The first of these constellations being Capricorn, a bull. This thing, like all the constellations, can only do one thing. It'll try to ram you with its horns. Simply just stay not in front of it. Stay out of its way, I guess, and you're good to go. Now, depending on what version you're playing, whether it be regular or expert, will decide whether you get Capricorn or not. If you're playing on regular, then it's guaranteed to be the first one. If you're playing on expert, then you don't get it. Now, these two constellations both appear here as expert. First of these constellations is Gemini. It launches a sphere, shoots pellets at you, in either clockwise or counterclockwise directions. And going around the screen. The other one is Sagittarius, in which it shoots a bow and arrow at you. And it has stars follow it. These stars will continue to home on you until you shoot them down. So, beware of that. Then we have our 6th phase. Now, if you've been saving your Hooper ever since the 4th phase, I recommend you use it now. Because this phase can be done and over with pretty quickly if you simply use this super there. In the 6th phase, she transforms into a giant moon. And summons star. Alright, then move horizontally across the screen. Then she reveals the fact that she's a mechanical moon. And then starts launching UFOs at you. Now, the funny thing is to remember, is that these UFOs go off at different time lags. So you gotta remember that. The brown UFOs go off at a quick time lag. Like, generally starting up before you run through it, which is generally the solution here. Red ones, on the other hand, will try to launch right on top of you. So beware of that. And that's really all there is for Hildeberg. Next. Number 8 best. Ruby and Croaks. Yeah. Alright. Let's see. Okay. So Ruby and Croaks are 2 frogs that are also apparently fighters. There's like some fight club or whatever. And I try to beat you up. Huh. Not a nice thing to do considering you're likely made of porcelain or glass. Yes. Yes. Essentially this. The first phase. Ruby launches Hadoukens at you in the shape of fists. Every third one is parryable. You might want to remember this if you're trying to get A pluses and S ranks. Yes. Because this, my friend, is something you're gonna need. In order to get those A, S ranks. The second attack is an attack that I've only seen anyone be ever hit by once. And it's not me, I'll say that. Croaks launches flaming bees, which take like 10 seconds to reach you and have no health to speak of. All it takes is one shot. It's just like 1 or 2 shots to kill them. That's nothing more than you launch just like 2 at a time. And you launch like 6 pellets a second. Does that sound weird? Nah. Anyways. He's on to the second phase. Apparently Croaks happens to be a fan in which he's just been around. Now, in regular, Ruby launches more Hadoukens, but rather than just flying across the screen and having them be parryable, they bounce up and down the screen and are not parryable. So don't think you'll see a pink one. Remember, for this though, if you're playing regular, The first phase is the only phase you'll get in which you have to parry all three. If you're playing an expert, however, though, it adds another attack. More Hadokens, this time from the first phase. There are much less of them, though, and only one of them is parryable. Remember this. Yes, expert. Because they're giving you an extra chance like they have in Dr. Call's Robot. You better take that chance if you want the S rank. Especially knowing that you need to use 6 super cards in order to get that S rank. The third phase and final phase starts off with Croaks eating Ribby and transforming into a slot machine. The slot machine is what you have to parry and will not count towards your total. So that's why you have to parry all 3 in one phase. Or 2 if you're playing an expert. But remember, the pattern. It's because it moves in 3 different patterns. It attacks by launching coins at you. And then proceeds to blow you away with 3 different attacks. What attack is picked is randomized, but what the slot is pulled on. Note that these are always a triple symbol, so you don't have to worry about having to parry it again. The first of these is the frog. Once you have to hop across certain platforms, which aren't terribly hard to do, provided you can jump. That'd be pathetic if you couldn't. And these guys can also be considered as the hardest bosses in World 1, or Inkwell Isle 1, I should say. So, you'd better be ready. Ready for a tough time. The second attack and third attack are partly the reason for this. I screws up a lot of perfect runs. The first of these attacks is the tiger attack. Many consider this to be the hardest attack for a good number of reasons. Actually, it's only really one, but you get the picture. Platforms move slowly, meaning you have to time your jumps decently well. Not to mention, there's a ball bouncing up and down. And the third attack is the bowl. What it does is it will launch attacks from the upper and lower side of the screen with flamethrowers that shoot upwards or downwards depending on where it is. Yes. You're smart. I think you can figure this out. These move fairly quickly though, meaning you have to be light on your feet. And all while you're waiting to parry that lever, he's invincible. He will take no damage. Number 7 worst, Collin Maria. God, she's gonna be pissed. Now, the reason the font is different here is because Collin Maria requested that I add a different font or she'll slit my neck as she is pointing or symbolizing in the photo you see in the background. And if you ask me, I'd rather just give her a different font. and be decapitated. Anyways, on to the boss. Now, these attacks can be varied in the first phase. Oh, sorry about my sister. She's got pneumonia. Anyways. Siblings. Back. Man. Sorry to hear any more interruptions. Anyways. Continuing with the boss, Collin has varied attacks. That's in the first phase, as I said a bit earlier. Now, these attacks, like all the other bosses, are randomized. These attacks also form into combinations. There are 2 different possible attack rules, 7 different attacks, and many different combinations, some of which you don't want to get. Yes. Bad RNG could lead to you having a screwed over perfect run. Might I add. The first roll consists of 4 different attacks. But no, 3 different attacks. Sorry, that's the second roll. The first roll consists of 3 different attacks. Yes. Which involves her picking up a fish. Now, these fish can be either red or yellow. And this will depend on what type of attack she's launching. If she's launching attacks from the red fish, they'll move in a spread pattern of 5 pellets. Or 3, depending on the mood you're playing. Yeah, sorry, we had a bit of an interruption. Another one. God, that's 2 already in the same video. What's going on? Back to the attacks. The red one shoots 3 to 5 pellets, depending on which mode you're playing. And the other one shoots electric eels. I don't even know what those are. But they follow you across the thing. This is good if you get the pufferfish in the second roll. Now, the second roll consists of 4 different attacks. The first roll The first attack is, well, pufferfish that fly up across the screen. The third attack of the first roll does not pair well with this. Knowing that I forgot to mention that, the third attack of the first roll is ghosts that follow you. This is a nightmare to get with the pufferfish, apparently. Which is surprising, for that matter. Anyways, I'll explain the others. The second attack is a turtle with a cannon on its back that launches spiked balls. Things that fly up across the screen and don't really do anything else. Not much to say there. The third attack is a seahorse that spits water. This is also annoying with the pufferfish, knowing that it will push you upwards, likely into a pufferfish. This is especially bad if the pattern does not want to cooperate, as the pattern differs on expert. Actually, thinking about it now, there is only 3 attacks. Now, I'm going to have to split this up into 2 parts, so I'll see you all in a bit. I am Wilmore. Peace out.